But hard work is massively overrated. I believe what you work on is more important than how hard you work. People believe that you need to find the passion and then the passion will get you successful. But when you look retrospectively, the story of Steve Jobs, it is not passion that got him successful. It is success that got him passion. This whole idea that you can be in control, that everything is in your hands. He said something that changed my life for good. He said, hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today it's a Sunday and I couldn't go to church, and somehow this week I couldn't make time to go to the studio. So I said, let me shoot this from home, yeah? Today it's a bit like me going through random ideas that change the way I see life, and that literally transformed me into the person I am today, yeah? And I'm doing this in hope that if you go through them, that would actually, you can find your breakthrough through whatever you're going through right now. And yeah, without taking much time, let's dive in. So it's pretty much common that you have come across the idea that to become successful in life, you need to become passionate about what it is you want to do. Yeah. And somehow many of us struggle with this idea because it's like now you have to find your passion, right? You have to go out like crazy, finding out what is it that you love, that you can get paid for, that you can do better. And it became a puzzle because you don't know where to start from. And this whole thing became like messy, yeah? And I had to find a way around this idea and scrutinize it and find the actual reality around it, yeah? So this is what I came across. Steve Jobs, like when you paint a picture of Steve Jobs, people think of him as this guy who was passionate about tech and then he became successful, yeah? Because people believe that you need to find the passion and then the passion will get you successful. But when you look retrospectively, the story of Steve Jobs, it is not passion that got him successful. It is success that got him passion. Yeah? And this is the idea that changed my life. Like, you don't actually need to care so much about something for you to become successful. In fact, when you do something, even if you don't care about it, and somehow with luck, with hard work, with opportunities, it succeeds, then there is no way you cannot be passionate about it. Yeah. So, straight idea here, it is not passion that will get you successful. It is success that will get you passionate. Yeah. So if there is an opportunity out there, if there is something that's working, just don't care about how much you care about that thing. Just see if you can make it work. And if it succeeds, I guarantee you, you will become passionate about it. Yeah? First idea. And sometimes these ideas, they can come across controversial, and I'm happy to be ridiculed by them, but that's just how I see the world. Yeah? Second idea. When you talk to a lot of people, they will tell you that you need to become a hard worker. And I'm not here to discount the role that hard work plays in one's game to become successful, yeah? But sometimes we have made hard work as the core center of success. And I believe sometimes it's when you do a bunch of things and they work, the problem is you can't replicate that because you don't know which part worked, right? So the problem is not to actually get the result. The problem is to get results over and over and over. Because like doing random things, you don't know which part worked and you can replicate the results, yeah? So about hard work, I believe hard work is overrated, massively overrated. Many successful people, when they do things and they turn out to be successful, somehow they can discern which part worked, and the best or easiest, I would say, path to go would to tell you, hey, just work hard. Because, I mean, there is pretty much nothing else that they can give you of substance you can use, and hard work becomes like a scapegoat, yeah? But hard work is massively overrated. I believe what you work on is more important than how hard you work. So the idea is simply that hard work won't help you if you chose the wrong game in the first place. And if hard work was the main key we need to succeed in life, I believe a lot of, a lot of people who work harder, like people who are waiters in restaurant, people who are like chefs, people who drive trucks, people who carry loads, they work hard, but they are not successful. Why? Because they chose the wrong game in the first place. So hard work won't help you if you chose the wrong game in the first place. And the idea is simple. Yeah? What you work on is more important than how hard you work. And I believe hard work can come to like a third place. The first thing for me should be, what game do I decide to play? Which project do I pick? Right? That's the first thing, what you work on. Second is who you work with. And third can be how hard you work. Yeah? Big change. So, third, I was actually evaluating this friend of mine in public speaking. He was doing a speech, and he threw around an idea that kind of turned everything upside for me. As people, we love to be in control. We love to think that things happen because we did what we had to do. And we love to think that what you put in life is what you get out of life. This whole idea that you can be in control, that everything is in your hands. He said something that changed my life for good. He said, sometimes what changed your life is not the thing you did, but the thing that happened to you. I was like, whoa. Because when you look at this idea, it changes everything around. Yeah? All of a sudden, it's not that you want to be in control, you want to have everything figured out. It's, I'll go out and do what I have to do with the knowledge that sometimes it's just stuff will happen to me. I get lucky and they take off. So sometimes the thing that changes your life is not the thing that you necessarily do, but the thing that happens to you. And you can see in your life, there are a lot of things that happen to you that you were not actively involved in making happen. They just happen to you, and the best thing that happened in your life. Yeah. So live your life with an open mind. It's Bishop T.D. Jakes who said, sometime the thing that you're working on end up not become the thing, but then it leads you to the thing that later on become the thing, if that makes sense. So live your life with an open mind and do what you have to do. And with luck, with time, with God, you may find out that just you didn't do it, it happened. Yeah? 4, it's a bit, I find this a bit messy for people to actually merge the idea of being a Christian and also being in business, because there is a mentality that runs around Christian that God will just make things the way they should, and they surrender control to God in a way. And one thing I actually learned that changed my whole view of God and the world is there is nothing recorded in the Bible that was done without the intervention of human. So when God wanted Israel to get out of Egypt, he had to get a Moses. When God wanted Jesus to come into the world, he had to get a Mary. When God wanted to have the management over the Garden of Eden, he had to get an Adam and Eve. And we can go on and on and on and on throughout the whole Bible. Every time God needs something done, there is a human that needs to get involved to do that thing. The reason why this insight is so powerful is because it turns this idea of surrender into internal dialogue of what is it that God could use me to change in the world. And when you actually do that inner exercise to find out what is it that you have that God could use to make impact in the world, then you can actually step in negotiation with God himself. You all remember the story of how Moses actually negotiated with God when God wanted to kill the whole people of Israel when he was in anger. And Moses had to tell people that what would people think of you when the story comes across like you rescue these people only to kill them in the desert. And God considered the request and he didn't kill the people. So the whole idea is here. God is looking for what it is that he could use inside you to change the world. It's not the other way around. So don't sit around. Find that inner edge you have that God could use to change the world. Yeah? Right. And there is also this idea around. I just wanted to go through it. Yeah? And when you actually think about happiness, yeah, like people say, how could you be happy and everything? So Sadhguru, I actually watched his interview and he was talking about that is the most beautiful way I've ever seen a person expressing this idea of happiness. And I just wanted to share it with you. So the first idea is that everyone wants his life to be pleasant. Yeah? You want your mind pleasant, you want your body pleasant, you want your energy pleasant, you want your emotions pleasant. Yeah? And when your mind is pleasant, we call that peace. When your emotions are pleasant, we call that love. When they're very pleasant, we call that compassion. When your body is pleasant, we call that health. And when your energy is pleasant, we call that bliss. Anything out of those four is not real. What we know is real is you have a body, you have a mind, you have emotions, and you have energy running around you to make those three at work. So those are four things you have. And you can only be happy when you actually get in line with those four things. Yeah? Anything out of that is out of your control. Yeah? And the reason why most people are unhappy is because they're looking for happiness outside of those four things. Yeah? What you need to be happy is to get your mind pleasant, get your body pleasant, get your emotions pleasant, and get your energy pleasant. Anything that happens out of that realm is not within your control. The mind is a big part of who we are, and many times we give control to ideas that becomes a problem later on. Yeah? And I want to introduce you to this idea of the way we think. Anytime you think about something that you don't want, you are actually giving it power to rule your life. Okay, so watch this. Let's do this exercise together, okay? Close your eyes, yeah, for 10 seconds. Just close your eyes, yeah? Now, as you close your eyes, I want you to not think about dogs, okay? Just don't think about dogs. What's going on? All of a sudden, everything in your mind becomes dogs. Because the mind doesn't have subtraction and division. It's addition, it's multiplication. Whatever you think of, it adds to the queue, or the more you think about it, it actually multiplies. So you don't want to think about something that you don't want in your life. This is why it's very important to have a mental picture of what is it that you're looking for in life. Because whatever that you set your mind to, somehow you activate the radar to look for that in your life. There is a theory, it's called actually the red car theory. And it suggests that, think about how many red cars you've seen today on your way to work, for instance. How many of them? Maybe you can't remember. Now, imagine if I tell you that for every red car you see, I'll give you $50. Will you pay attention? Yes, because that's how opportunities work. You can't see what you're not looking for, right? So for you to actually see opportunities, you need to be looking for them in the first place. Yeah. And so this was a bit messy. I mean, this was all around the place, but yeah, I had to go through these random ideas, and yeah, we can pretty much do this every time now and then. Now, lastly, I just want to close on a note of encouragement. Yeah, there is a lot going on in the world. There is there is a lot of uncertainty. There is a lot of ambiguity, and we're not sure of why are we here. What purpose do we serve? What am I doing with my life? I can see people progressing, but I can't move an inch. Seems like people are actually figuring out life, but somehow it's like life is figuring out me. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what's broken. I'm just in this state where everything is ambiguous and I don't know what to do. I just want to say first, it's okay. It's okay to be in that place where you are not sure of where your life is going. It's okay to have that transparent conversation with you. It's okay to grieve, it's okay to cry. And the Lord makes everything right in his own time. There is a beautiful verse that says that, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall regain strength, they shall walk and never be weary, they shall mount up on wings like eagles and fly and not grow weary, right? And also he says that I am doing a new thing in your life. Can you not see it? I'm making ways in the wilderness and making water in the desert. He also says, for I know the plan that I have for you. And the plan are not to harm you, but to prosper you and to give you a hope and the future. He also promised that he will restore our time. And the Lord also promised you that he is faithful to his word. He literally say he watches over his word to perform it. And whatever he said in those verses, believe me, they are for you. One thing in life is that you have to believe that you are also worthy of good things to happen. Yeah? And trust in the Lord with all your heart. And do not lean on your own understanding. For his ways are way, way, way further than our ways. And so are his thoughts. So this is an encouragement. As Paul said, go back to the old love you had. This is just your message. If your life is all around and you don't know what to do, you're not sure of what you should be doing now, this is your sign to go back to God. God is calling you for the old love you had, the intimacy you had, the time where you were invested in prayer, the time where you were invested in his word, the time where like time was like frozen when you were in his presence. For in Revelation he says, I'm standing on your door and I'm knocking, and if you hear my voice and open, I will come and sup with you and you will sup with me. So it's never God that have been far from you. It's you who've been far from God. And he's waiting you with open arms. Like the prodigal son. You remember how he went far and spoiled himself and came back to his senses. So this might be your time to come back to your senses and come back to God. He's waiting you with open arms. He's waiting to hug you and kiss you and get you a robe and get shoes on your feet and get a calf and feast, he's waiting for you to come back. And I promise you, when you come back to God, he will show you the secret that are only accessible to people who are actually near his heart. Because people say God never abandoned his people. But the problem you have to answer, are you among his people? Right? So it's okay. It's okay if you've been astray. It's okay if your life has not been in order. It's okay. Come back. The Lord does not call the perfect. He perfects the called. Right? So come back to him. He will fix you. He will fix the broken heart. And he's waiting for you. Thank you for following through the long conversation. Go out and make it happen. Cheers.